Hello. Hello, beauties. I am SarahWestLove, and I just wanted to share a little message that, what's that? That I feel moved, guided, inspired to share. Some good news. It might not make sense, and it won't be all the information, but your soul might understand it. You know, our souls understand everything, actually. So I just wanted to say, this is what I was guided to share, that there are some amazing beings on another continent that are very smart, very wise, and extremely capable. And they are moving in a profoundly stealthful way to facilitate what is the word? Facilitate the correction is the word that comes to me. Hi. The correction of the course of human beings. That's it. Look at my glasses going up and down with my cheeks. That's funny. My big cheeks. So that is the message, really simple. And I invite you, if you like, to meditate on this message and what where it leads you. That there are very stealthful, intelligent, good, absolutely good human beings that are very, very intelligent, very wise, very heart-filled, very spirit-filled, soul-filled, soulful, soul full of soul, full of spirit, who are facilitating the correction of the course of humanity, and which will also facilitate the protection of all life on Earth. For it's at stake. It is at stake like no time before. All life. And we have been engaged in abusing all life on Earth for a very long time. And knowingly or unknowingly. So what has been done to other animals, the animals that are used in experimentation for drugs, you know, anybody who's doing that to animals and to babies that are born live and taken from women's wombs in the sake of abortion, and then use those babies while they're alive and their cells are extracted to use for drugs and the beauty industry and so-called chemical compositions that they inject into people's bodies and make it a law to inject into people's bodies, and putting those who come up with this concept of injecting male and female chromosomes of goats, cows, monkeys, rats, chickens, and an infinite, not infinite, but quite a number of different types of animals into little babies that are just being born, and people of all ages. People who think of this kind of thing don't care about you. They don't care about you. They don't care about themselves. They don't care about themselves. And people that don't care about themselves cannot care about you. They cannot. They're incapable, and they should not be in any position whatsoever to govern, rule over, make decisions about anyone. This is of grave concern. Just think about it. People who torture endlessly for decades, years, animals, and take babies while they're still alive, and then they kill them after they've taken their living cells, and they keep the cells alive with their different ways of doing this. I mean, this is literally, what they're doing is literally from like the worst nightmare movie, story, fairy tale. This is the stuff of the Grimm's fairy tales, my friends. These people are out of the worst fairy tales. And those fairy tales were written about real people that existed, trying to teach people how to survive and be really ready and prepared and to face and to be more clever, more intelligent, and have more wit than evil. Love you. You are love. Just remember that. I know it's challenging to hear what I just said, but my friend, if we don't know these things, if we don't know the truth, then we can't be free. The truth sets us free, and the truth empowers us. And it doesn't matter what side you're on, what belief system you have, pink or green, yellow or red. It doesn't matter. It's about life. It's about love. It's about protecting, preserving life, love, integrity. It's about living with integrity, valuing integrity, healing. You know, our life on this planet, it is challenging. Most of us carry a lot of hurts. And we have a soul and a spirit, and we have this thing called the human personality that, you know, the spirit is equipped with everything. The spirit is all, you know, is connected to the infinite intelligence. The human personality is disconnected unless we are plugged in to that source. And when we're not plugged in, and also the adventure of life is to journey in ignorance. It really is. It is an exploration of ignorance to one degree or another, a small degree or large degree. And, you know, some people call that word, that action, that reality, some people call it karma. It doesn't matter. Right now I'm calling it ignorance. We all have been ignorant. All of us. And on a certain level, we're kind of ignorant like all the time. Anytime we are not absolutely pure love, we are ignorant. We are ignoring. What is the base of the word ignorant? Being ignoring, in a state of ignoring. It's such a kind of an insulting word. It's wonderful to kind of say it because it's sort of it's not a nice word. It's not something that I would readily ever say about somebody else because it's just mean, I think. You know, I'm more willing to say that about myself because I'm just more willing to be mean to myself. It's always been easier to do that, more comfortable in my self-flagellation skills. So, what was I saying? Yeah, so ignorance is a state of ignoring. This is very important. That's what all of this is about. All of this pain in the world. Whatever you're railing against, maybe you're railing against yourself only of feeling incapacitated, incapable, not strong enough, smart enough, wealthy enough, working hard enough, loving yourself enough, beautiful enough, handsome enough, strong, physically fit enough, whatever, running fast enough, playing an instrument well enough, whatever the not enough is. Maybe you're calling other people ignorant, railing against wherever you feel injustice. There is. I mean, injustice is born out of ignorance. That's where it comes, from which it comes. Ignorance, ignoring what? What is being ignored? What is being ignored? You tell me. You tell me. What is being ignored? You tell me, what do you most ignore when it comes down to it? When it comes down to it, whatever side you're on, these sides, are you on the side of life? Are you on the side of love? I mean, like, the side of love that doesn't have a side? It takes incredible wisdom and strength. I have experienced it. Staying in that state, oh my God, that's another thing. Because ignorance is so familiar. It's so familiar to return to ignorance. Oh my goodness, it's fascinating how we choose. We self-appoint ourselves. We're self-appointing to a platform, a state, a condition, an identity, a name. I call myself ignorant. We walk around with arrogance. We walk around with righteousness, self-righteousness that's arrogant. There is a righteousness that is really standing for truth, but it's still a step down from love. It is closer to love to stand up for justice and fight for justice. But any fighting is still ignorant. It's less ignorant. It has love. There is fighting for life. It's fighting for something. But there's another state. It's a state of being. Being. Which is free. It is free. It is freedom. Freedom. The domain of freedom. Beingness. Just let that sink in a little bit. I know on a certain level, you, me, we all know this. Because it's who we are. But we forget. We allow ourselves, we choose. We love to forget. In a way, we love to forget. In a way, we love to forget. Because then we can grovel in the gravel, roll around in the rocks, in the glass, in the broken glass, and say, ow, 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 screaming, ow, ow, oh, and then we can scream more and more, a lot. That's what's happening. Groveling in the gravel. And then, and the people saying ow is even the people who like to hurt others and do the hurting. It's all ow. All of it. Whether you're tyrant or victim, it's still ow. It's still a belief. It's not a belief. It's a dance of duality. It's dancing in density. It's a partnership in separation. And it's a partnership, a dance with the pain of separation. This is what we've been choosing, some people, and really it is at an all-time high. So this is the message here. We can switch how we dance. So many, not all, have been dancing with a partner with a very special name. This partner is the same name for a lot of people. Can you guess? Can you guess? Write it down. Tell me. Tell me later. Put it in your comment. Should I tell you? So this partner, you can still tell me what you wrote down. I'd love to know. There's no wrong answer, but except for, it's your answer. But my answer in this moment, this partner that is the culprit. The choice is the culprit. but the partner is the partner in the dance. The dancer is, what is it? It starts with a P. The partner is pain. This is the, what do you call those things in the North Pole? That part of it sticks out of the ocean and the rest of it, it's so funny because I always forget this word. Glacier. You know, pain. Pain is the partner. Pain partner. Partner in pain. Partner is the pain. And so this is what is taking our world, human nature, into this has been going on a long time, into this realm of no return. And it's because we have entered this realm of no return that the sleeping giants within us all, the sleeping giants, people believe the giants have walked the earth. Well, guess what? They have. And they do. And you know where they are? They're inside. They do. And they're you. The sleeping giant is you. And this giant is not just a large oaf. This giant is not from those fairy tales. This is different. This giant is the real you. This giant is not the ignorant you. This giant is the beauty you, the loving you, the kind you, the sweet you, the considerate you, the confident you, the wise you, the generous you, I said the word considerate already, but it wanted to be said again. The considerate you. Have we lost that? Literally. Like, where did that go out the window? Because it went out the window. Do you see anybody who's considerate? Oh my golly. Consideration. Anywhere. On the freeway. At a door. I mean, hello. The C word. Lord Almighty. Woo! So this giant is all those things and more. And you know why? You know where those things come from? Do you know where those things come from? Where they come? From whence they come. Do you know? You tell me. Write it down. Put it in the notes. How would you express from where they come? From whence they come. Those qualities. Take a deep breath with me if you like. It's a choice. I barely got that out. It's a choice. It's a choice. Whispering, I don't know. It's a choice. It is. It's a choice. Some things aren't a choice consciously. It's just like, we have breathing. It happens until it doesn't. So this whole thing about imperfection, about guilt, shame, revenge, really fear. We just have this little small issue. We're so afraid of losing face. Some people are. Some people have chronic compulsion to not lose face. They're just terrified of being humiliated, terrified of being wrong. Oh my God, I think it's so fun to be wrong. It's fascinating. My friends, I tell them I love it when I discover that I'm wrong. Because it's so rare. It's just so rare. Now it's like all the time. I probably thought that way about myself because I didn't like to impose myself on people, so I didn't have a feeling of being wrong. I already felt wrong just being. I already felt like I wasn't worthy of holding space where I stood. I already had that self-depreciation, like I wasn't worthy as a human being to exist. So, I already really was comfortable with feeling wrong because I felt wrong for just existing. Because of the people around me who were so jealous of me when I was little and just so hurt themselves, they had to project that onto me rather than just let me be. And they didn't want me to be unhurt, undamaged, because they felt damaged. So they wanted to make sure I was damaged too. Because of their jealousy, they didn't like innocence. Hurt people because they don't feel comfortable around other people's joy and peace and love and ease. So they try to destroy it because it reminds them of what they don't have, what they think they don't have. That's their faulty thinking. That's the ignorance any of us think when we feel jealousy or revenge or feel like enacting some harm on another, an animal, poison, anything, a human, anything. It's faulty thinking, ignorance again, fear. These things are the same. It's the different words, they mean the same thing. So what's the remedy? What is the remedy? Well, first remedy, I think, is to be aware, is to notice. That's interesting. And second remedy, which is also the first remedy, is not remedy. Well, yes. Yes. Okay, it's the correct word. Thank you. Remedy, first remedy. They're all first remedies. Which comes first, the chicken or the egg? I don't know. Both? Neither. Love. Cosmos. Emptiness. What was I saying? The first remedy. Yes, thank you. The second remedy is, yeah, okay, thank you. So, wanting, desiring, the desire to change, the desire to want to be different from who one is. Wanting one's behavior, one's thoughts, one's mood, one's perceptions, one's countenance, one's skills, one's anything. Everything, in order to change, you have to want to change. If you want to learn how to make a chair, you have to want to make a chair, right? And then you look for a class in making chairs. Or you get some materials and just figure it out yourself and make a lot of mistakes and learn from what? Learn from your mistakes. Don't we do that? We learn from our mistakes. That's the beauty. That is the beauty. That is the key to evolution, to growth, to change, to becoming a better being. It's not the only element. It's not the only ingredient in the cake of being fabulous. The Fabulous Cake of Beingness. It's a new movie, The Fabulous Cake of Beingness. The unbearable lightness of being. The Fabulous Cake of Beingness. The recipe for fabulous cake. Right here. Desire to change. Desire to know. Desire. Here, even simpler for you. Simpler, and parts out the ingredients. So you have a masala chai. You have a masala curry. Well, there's not like a plant that says masala. It is a bunch of different plants. So what goes in masala curry? You've got the things. You've got the ingredients. So, now I forgot what I was going to say. So you have to want to change. Yes, okay, thank you. So you have to want to be aware. You have to want to see. Yes, indeedy. You have to want to, this thing right here, you have to want to see. You have to want to see. Yes. And that can be very, very, very hard. In fact, you may never do it. You may never, ever, 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 ever do it. You may not give that gift. To whom? To you. To yourself. Seeing is a gift. Seeing yourself. This isn't about others. No, 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 no. Nope. It's just here. Seeing oneself is a gift. We give whom? we give to ourselves by taking that action. And then when we do that, we offer that gift to others and to the world. Because our self-awareness, seeing ourselves, that is, it becomes an emanation. It becomes a cloak we wear that is pulsating and moving and growing and evolving and showing life. And it is that pulsation that we are offering to others. It is that liveliness, that aliveness, that curiosity, that adventure, that foundational place of, it's not a place, it's a state. It's a willingness. It is a foundational willingness. It is a state of being willing to look within, to observe within and outwardly, and observe from perspective of what? Others. If we cannot see and feel, it is called empathy. If we cannot see and feel what others see and feel about themselves, but especially about ourselves, that is called empathy. It is a very fine and lost art. You cannot have empathy for others if you have not it for whom? Yourself. You can't. It's not possible. Cultivating empathy is a result of, if you don't have it, it can only be a result of profound healing, which is a talk for another time. We are talking about a fundamental aspect of healing right now, but that specific talk about empathy and how to cultivate empathy and healing to arrive at a state of empatheticness, being an empathetic being, reserved for another time. If you want to hear more about it, let me know. So, again, self-awareness, the state of being self-reflective, putting the mirror in front of our faces. It is scary. It is terrifying. It can be also very beautiful. And that can be terrifying too. It is not just ugly things that are scary. You might see something very, 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 very beautiful. In fact, it's not a might or a maybe. It is, you will. It is a definite thing. You will see something beautiful. Giving you a secret, a very important secret. What you are so afraid of, my friend, you are so afraid, we, you, me, them, it, us, all, Everyone is so afraid of looking within. We are become so defensive. This is the topic. This is what we're talking about. This is the crux of the issue. This is why people don't change. Why people fear change. Why people refuse to take the first step that I just said. What was it? Do you remember? What is the first step? The willingness. Refuse to be willing. Why? Why is the will so stubborn? So entrenched? Heels dug in so deeply? Why? And with so many weapons defending that state, this state of entrenchedness. Why? I am my way. My perception, blah, blah, blah. It's true, the only way. And don't tell me anything different. You know, what is that? What is that? Anger, righteousness, arrogance. What is that about? And no, you shall not go deeper. You shall not, I won't hear, won't see, I won't hear, I won't feel. Don't say those things to me. Why? What is one afraid of? You tell me. You look into that. You look into that. What are you so afraid of? Write it down. Get your little piece of paper. Fun little notebook. What kind of notebook do you have? Do you have a notebook or some scratch paper, napkins? Some little booger tissue filled paper? Probably not. You might have one next to you. Do you have a beautiful notebook? With flowers, colored flowers on every page. $1.99 spiral notebook from grade school. An art pad. No lines. Unruly. Those who shall not be ruled. You shall not rule me. So what did you write? Did you write down? What was the question? What was it? Remind me. So what are we afraid of? What is our fear? Go deep in there. Go deep. Go in. Oh, we must go in. We must go in. We must. We don't have to. But, and, if, when we want, we choose, we desire, we do, we are to be another way, another world, to create another world, to be another being, another state, another reality, another essence, another expression, a new flower that is blooming in joy, that is joy, to be amongst of garden of joyful flowers, ever blooming, ever shining, ever fragrancing. What? There is a must there. There is a must. We don't have to choose to be in a new garden of joy. That's a choice. So there's no must. There's no law. There is no law. It is a choice. No one can force you and say, live in joy. No, that is a choice. Right? My friend, my love, myself, my you, my me, my them, my we, my nothing, my creator, my created, my beingness, my emptiness, my fullness. It is a selection on the menu. Nobody forces you to eat anything in this realm. You can have the experience of being forced to eat something, but nobody really does. It's a choice to experience that forcing. So we can continue to live in what from the beginning? Ignorance. We can continue to live in, what is another word that I said? Forgetting. We can continue to live in forgetting. We will, we do, we have, and we can do something different. We can do something different. We are free. As much pain as we are in sometimes, that is when we feel most not free. And that is when we feel most possible to make more decisions to not be. Had a hard time getting that out. We have the opportunity, the option, each moment is an opportunity. Each perceived moment is an opportunity to do two things. Many things. But essentially two. It's binary. It's a binary thing. To choose more pain, more separation, more forgetting, more ignorance, more beliefs, more perceptions of disempowerment, victimhood. Do you know, I'm going to give you a secret, and for those of you who have been called this before, who are listening, and really any one of us, because even if, so did you know, it's very important to know this. More than just know it, but to really know it. Because it's very easy to know things up here, but not fully want to embody it. Because then we'd have to live differently. We would actually have to do a very big thing called take responsibility. That's really an illegal word. It It is really an illegal word in the realm of the theme of this current of ignorance. The realm of ignorance is absolutely, totally, wholeheartedly lack of heart against taking responsibility. Ignorance is all about blame. And ignorance blames self too, which is different from responsibility, actually. Very important to realize that. Write that down. Very helpful to remind ourselves, because our mind is just a servant. So the mind can be a friend or a foe. A friend or a foe. So let us engage the mind, like here, to invite the mind into the party of self-awareness. Partnership. Bring the mind in as a friend, instead of an enemy, a wild thing that just does its own havoc. So if we don't give the mind a role to play, it will play the role of madness. It will lead one to the path of madness. And the further down the role of ignorance is a lovely, lovely door called madness. Not the kind of madness that, anything in the state of ignorance is madness. Anything. When we are separate from, we haven't really gone here. I have in other communications. So, self-awareness, willingness to look, willingness to be conscious, willingness to self-observe, willingness to percolate and even entertain the discomfort, in a state of discomfort, to entertain self-observation and to entertain the experience of that uncomfortableness, that scratchy sweater, the nails on the chalkboard, the screaming, the wailing, the rage, the denial. You have to pass through the door of denial. You have to be willing. Again, you don't have to, but in order to get to the other side, you do have to. You can't pass through a door without passing through the door. You can't, if denial's on the other side, then you have to go through that door. Freedom. Oh, well, whatever. You know what I mean. It is important. I'm using the word because thinking of it in relation to getting somewhere, in order to add 1 + 1 to get 2, you do have to add those things. Whatever the great analogy is. If you don't add them, you're not going to get 2. I don't know what the good analogy is. You tell me. You come up with one. You're smart. So I'm thinking when I say have to, language is important. This is an important element because it's very, very, very important. This message, why I know that I'm stopping myself, and you're witnessing me so that you can also do this. I am being an example, a model, to show you how you too can stop and observe and notice the words that you choose, your thinking process, your feeling process, and shift, change, listen, stop, question. All of these things are techniques to navigate the return of self-wholeness. What does that mean? What is wholeness? What is self-wholeness? It is the opposite of ignorance. It is the opposite of fear, obsessive fear. It is the opposite of, as a being, as a life form on earth, fear serves a purpose in a moment to take action, to solve something, an animal. But we live in a state of we have a constant enemy now. And so we are being trained, we are being trained. This is another element here. We're choosing this heightened living with fear for a reason, because of directly in relationship to our belief in separateness, our belief in, this is it. This is very important. We have succumbed to the ultimate arrogance. It's fascinating. It just does not lead to a good place. We have succumbed, for whatever reason, to the experience of living more and more disconnected from our true selves. This is the crime, my friend. This is the tragedy. This is the culprit. This is the culprit. This is the source of the season of separation. There has been this long history, trail of ever expanding, widening this path, this roadway. It is a roadway of not just to, but of hell. It is a roadway to hell, and it is a roadway of hell. I just have a few minutes here. So I will pick back up on these things. Very wise. Very good. Take time to write things down now. And I will return My love to you, SarahWestLove.com. Till the next time.